Today we're here with 4 of our amazing clients and we're going to take you guys through a barbell complex. What that means is we're going to show you why you should be using a barbell through your workouts, whether you're male or female. We're going to show you what the benefits of using a barbell, and most importantly, we're going to talk to you about the proper form and technique. Because a lot of people look at this bad boy right here and they get nervous and they think that only big bodybuilders or meatheads or Olympic lifters should be using it, but not these clients, because they are just the opposite. All right, guys, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Kick some ass. Okay, down and back 2 times. In, out, in, out. Don't miss a box. In, out, in, out. Keep it going. Keep it going. Now, do you want us to have music off for this one? Keep it going, guys. Right down. On the way back, boom, boom. Bear crawl back. Bear crawl back. Here we go. As we go to this side, we're gonna go on your toes. We're switching and we're switching. You're using your hands. Switch. That's it. Boom. Once you got it, keep it going at a steady pace. When you get to the end, high knee. High knee. High knee, right to your face. Knees up, knees up, knees up. Here we go. We're going back the same way on your toes. Switch, switch. Just think of stepping back and moving sideways. Switch, switch. Switch, switch, switch. That's it. That's it. When we come to this end, we're gonna go on our toes, squat down, explosive jump, cushion the landing. Explode, cushion the landing. Here we go. Big one. Boom, there you go. That's it. That's it. Good, good. As you land, come down slow with the squat, back up, down, back up. Good. Okay, so remember, when you're doing a warm-up, don't think of just hopping on a machine and doing 5-10 minutes of a warm-up. Get your heart rate going, get your body warm. Then you wanna go to dynamic stretching. Dynamic stretching is the opposite of static stretching. So instead of me grabbing onto a bar and holding that stretch, I wanna do some dynamic movements where I can open up the muscle and get some space, but I'm not holding it for a long period of time. Watch, I'll show you what I mean. So we're gonna go we wanna start the lower part of the body. Your back foot is flat. This position, you wanna slowly lean in. You wanna sit there. Now, a static stretch would mean sitting here, holding it, and waiting. You don't wanna do that now because your body isn't as warm. So we're gonna come forward, and then come back, and go into a hamstring stretch. 1, 2, and then back into a hip flexor stretch. Good, 1, 2, and then back. Don't let it sit there, but get the brain and the central nervous system understanding that we're moving back and forward. There's a lot of movement happening here. So the joint has to wake up, the muscles have to wake up. The ligaments want to be ready to go for motion. We're not going for flexibility, we want mobility. Okay, one more time, and back. Good, we're gonna switch legs, same thing. Hip flexor first, and this is also gonna benefit your ankle joint as well. You're gonna lean back, go into a hamstring stretch, toe up to your face, and forward. Good, back. If you want to get the arm involved, pretend you have a football and you're throwing the football. Then you come back into the hamstring, you wind up and you throw the football. Then you come back, good. This is what they mean by functional training. If you're a baseball pitcher, you're going to be throwing the arm constantly, so you want to do movements that mimic that. Okay, perfect. Next, we're gonna be going into a squat. So drop your heels, sit back, and put your hands forward. Okay, now look at me, go left and right. Open up those hips. Your heels should be touching the floor. Good, so Abdul, keep the feet a little wider. Good. And now if you need to, touch the floor. Open up your knees. Good, spread your feet a little wider. Left and right, left and right. Good. And then we're gonna hold this position. Open your knees, just hold. Arch your back, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands to the floor, come right back up, hamstring stretch. So as you can see, grabbing your toes, we're telling the brain, we're gonna be squatting here. You're gonna put your right hand to the floor, left hand up. Now notice we've been holding the same position for quite some time now. I guarantee your inner thighs are starting to get a little tired. Boom, relaxed. That's good because now when you want to go for your squat, you can go nice and low, okay? So from the hip flexor area, we're gonna go to your bum can be as close as to your heel. Come right down. Now, if you notice you can't do these and you're stuck halfway, it's okay. Just put your feet further out. You can do a modified version. If you wanna go advanced now, watch me guys, hands up, cross down. Lean forward as you come across, boom. Good, lean forward, come across, good. And then last one, perfect. Now, from this position, we wanna come down to the floor and actually stretch out that glute and come back up. Now watch my back. I'm gonna coil down. I'm gonna coil back up, almost like a wave or a snake. We wanna get the vertebrae warmed up as well. Good, coming down nice and low and holding. Coming back up, and the last one when you come down, I want you being dead weight on your forearms, and I want you to push your knee to the floor, like you're breaking an egg between the knee and the floor, and relax. Now transfer back away from your body. Let's really stretch out that spine, the hip. So when we squat, we got no issues. And then come forward on your forearms, roll over, come down, dead weight. We're gonna switch to the left side now. Keep in mind, this is still called dynamic stretching. Okay, especially as you get older, you need to be doing this form of stretching. You're gonna come down low, good. You're gonna coil the spine up, and then come back down again. Exhale on the way down, inhale on the way up. Last one, come down and hold, dead weight to the floor, forearms to the floor, push that knee down, and then walk backwards away from your body. This foot should be blocking the knee. Hold, come across nice and low, dead weight to the floor, and then last one across again. Perfect. So, being in this position now, we want to work the thoracic spine. We went from lower body to upper body. You want to twist your torso, trying to keep your knees together, and then hold, and then come across. It's called a lying book opener. We're just going to do 3 of them. 2, come across the floor. When you come to the floor, push down, and then 1. Now, since you're in this position, next, we're gonna do what's called a sideline clock. Take your hands and walk across the turf and see if you can touch the turf the whole way as you come across and you go around in a circle. Good. If you notice your arm is popping off the floor, that means your flexibility is tight. As you can see, she comes down here. Good, 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 good. Good range, perfect. We're gonna flip your knees over to the next side now. This one is called a elbow to sky. Now you wanna keep your face looking forward. Don't turn your head, squeeze. Then come right back down, elbow to elbow. Come right back up, look down. Good, we wanna warm up the entire shoulder. We wanna make sure that it's done a few motions and movements that are specific to supporting that barbell when it's on your back, when you're doing a bent over row, or when you're doing a deadlift. Good, next side, 3 reps. Gonna come up and hold, come back down, touch, squeeze, come back down and touch, squeeze, last one. Perfect. Now, this last one I'm gonna show you can be done either sitting down, could be done standing. I have my mom doing them sometimes when she's standing or sitting down, but typically, if you don't got a tummy or you don't have any back issues, you wanna go flat to the floor. There's 4 letters that you gotta master and memorize. Ready? M&Ms. Not the M&Ms you're gonna eat, that melt in your mouth and on your hands, but M&Ms. Ready? We're gonna come forward, master this movement. So you're gonna come up with your feet. If your feet don't hurt, up with the hands. You're gonna come around and hold. 1, 2, come down, drop. Come back up again. If this is too hard for your low back, keep your legs flat. And just come across, hold, and down, okay? So now the first letter is the letter A for alpha. You're gonna come back with your thumbs to the floor. You're gonna lift your legs up, upper body up, and you're gonna hold. Okay, we're gonna hold that back together tight. And what you're looking for is, you're looking for rotating the shoulders back and squeezing that in tight. Okay, you're gonna slowly come down, that's 1. We're gonna do 3 reps. So come down to the floor, come back up again. Okay, I'm gonna externally rotate and hold. And you typically wanna squeeze that part of the body, good. Down, last one. Gonna come back up again. Good, externally rotate. Good, externally rotate the other way, turn the other way, turn, look, head up. There you go, squeeze that and relax, okay? The next letter is the letter T. So we're gonna come down, we're priming our spine. This is like spine hygiene. Thumbs up, legs up, thumbs to the ceiling, hold. 1, 2, slowly come down, chin touches. And again, we're gonna come up, hold. Super, super important that you do these on a regular basis because we need to build this strength on the posterior side of the body. Good. Last one. Perfect. Okay, the third letter is a W. So you're gonna be on your stomach, elbows like this, externally rotating and holding. So from here, elbows in, legs come up, hold, hold, and then back down. Again, coming up and holding. And the secret is to really retract and hold. Good, last one. And the last of 4 letters is the Y, hands out. This one's probably the hardest one if people don't have range of motion. Legs up, hands up, and hold. 3, 2, relax, and then back up. 3, 2, and relax. Perfect. We are ready to work out, baby. Let's go. Okay, guys, welcome to the Barbell Complex workshop. The first thing you want to talk about is doing a squat. Now, hold on to this, champ. The first thing you should do is, if you want to learn to do a squat, is walk up to a wall. If you're teaching a squat, stand in front of the wall and tell the person to squat. Typically, this is what happens. Boom. The knees hit, or as they come down, the face hits. If someone can squat down and not touch the mirror, now they're learning to hinge their hips back and squat in this position. If the mirror is in front of me and I squat down, it's very easy for me to do this, where I'm coming forward. So number 1, you can use the wall to help you out. Number 2, if you're using a dowel, you want to have the barbell sit on the trap part of your back, that meaty part of your back, not the top of your neck. And all you want to focus on doing is keeping your feet shoulder apart. As you lower the weight, you want to open your knees. If I don't open my knees, watch what happens. As I come down, I start to come and they start to cave. And then from this position, if I'm trying to push up, it's going to be harder. So as you lower your body, think of an elevator. Elevators can't come forward, they just go straight down. So you're going to slowly go down, open up your hips, head up, open up your hips. And from this position, pretend you're bending the bar. Like if I could break the bar on my back, I'm bending it to stay arched. If not, my back's going to bend. Okay? So you're slowly coming down. Now when you come to the bottom, sit there. Stay there like the other movement did. Sit, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then come back up. Reason being is you want to be strongest at the lower part of the squat, not at the top. And a lot of people will get a lot of weight and they'll do this. And they wait, 1, 2, 3, and they come down to here and they come right back up. Versus if you watch a bodybuilder or Olympic lifter, they'll come down and they'll sit there in the position because they can load that weight. More time on the tension and more eccentric stress on the muscle. So grab onto your bar, guys. We're going to try it out. Put the bar on your back. It's going to have you go up and down, and all I'm going to do is walk around. Try to get maybe 10, 15 reps. I'm going to go around checking your form out. So as we're looking at that day, come over here for the side view. Look at as she goes down, her pelvis goes right back up. She's got great neutral spine. She's pushing her hips back. Her ears are flat. Perfect squat. Good. Now for a tall guy right over here, we want to make sure that his heels aren't tight together. So open up these heels a little bit more. Good. Slowly come down and keep your head up. Good. And because he's tall, he has to get used to going lower and opening his hips so the bar doesn't travel forward. Perfect squat. Beautiful. So for D, I'm going to open up the heels a little bit. Good tip for all the females out there, or for people who are not used to squatting, have some form of a box or a razor beneath you. Here's why. If Rita's trying to do the squat right now, and she gets under, and she's comfortable with the load, okay? So she can handle this load. But as she comes down lower, and she starts going right to 90, her body gets paranoid, and if the box is not there, she's gonna come back up, because she's worried. It's not that she can't do the load. And physically, she can probably sit down and touch it and come back up. But the minute we have load on the body gets nervous. So by having a box or a riser behind you, you can slowly come down, even if this is my heaviest weight, and touch, 1, 2, 3, keeping my back arched, thrust from the heels, come right back up. If she does this 3, 4, 5 times in a week, or even over a month, the body's gonna understand that that is her new lowest range of motion. And then when you remove this box or stepper or riser, she can go to full drop 90 degrees with no fear with the same load. Let's go. Perfect. So Alex is a rare species here. He's like an X-Men. He can probably lift almost 2 to 2.5 times his weight, which is very rare. As you can see, even if he drops low, his head is up, his back is arched, his heels aren't coming off the ground, his body and his form are not breaking down for the movement. This is a 12 out of 10. Let's go. Ade, let's get some reps in here. Let's show the people what it's about. So if we look at Ade's form, as she comes down, her back is super arched. You can literally see that curvature in her back. Her heels are, even though her heels are nice and tight, she's not dripping forward with her form. And as she comes down, she's going below 90, getting her body ready for as low as needed. And if I needed her, can you come down one more time and pause at the bottom? Watch this. She can hold that weight, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, come right back up and press. Beautiful. So if you want to learn how to increase your weight, if you cannot pause and hold a repetition for a minimum 4 to 5 seconds, it's too heavy for you. Okay, so let's watch Dan squat. Coming down nice and low. His breathing is good, he's inhaling, he's exhaling as he come up. If you look at his chest is strong and erect and looking forward. So it doesn't matter how much load he has, his back is not bending. And as you can see with all the clients, even if you look at Abdul, all their backs are in a neutral spine position. Now he's got his squat amazing because he's a super tall guy and he's got his feet nice and wide. And the key thing is when you come up from the squat, you never want to lock your knees out, you're always slightly bent. So he's coming down, he's going to come up, slight bend at the top, kicking butt. All right. These guys all know how to squat, so I think it's time to change the exercise. Follow me. So Rita's getting comfortable with the box. She's coming nice and low. Now, even though she's got to rest a bit, come down again. Good, keep your chest up, and then press right back up. Even though she's resting, you can see she's struggling for that first quarter movement, which is great. Try it again. It means your body's getting used to that weight. Good, and press, 2 more times. If she continues this for the next few weeks, she will break her plateau within her squat. Here we go. Nice and low. You got this. Good. And then push right back up. Nice. You got one more for the camera? All right, guys. Let's give her some cheers. Come on. All right. Okay, guys. So we did a lower body movement. We're going to do upper body movement, a row. A row is important because a lot of people focus on anterior movements. They focus on pushing. They focus on pressing. They focus on everything in front of their body, but they don't focus on rowing or hinging. That's part of the eccentric or the posterior side of the body. So when you go to the bent over row, the first thing you want to focus on, guys, is I want you guys to come down this position, grab onto your knees. Everyone try that out right now. Stick your butt out, hold onto your knees in whatever position you are. Okay, good. So now look at my back, how my back is nice and arched. I want you to do the opposite and round it. So this is incorrect. Now we're going to arch it again and look up. Good. Now we're going to round it up. Okay? Now we're going to arch it again. The reason why we want to do this correctly and round it incorrectly is because we want to know what arching it feels like and then what doing it incorrectly feels like. Okay? Number 1. Number 2, before you do the movement, try to do 2 or 3 imaginary rows. So when your body is rowing in this position and you change the angle of degree, your brain's not going to change as well. Your hips are going back, your knees are locked. If you have any movement or deviation, even this small, you lose the movement. This part of your body cannot move. Why so? Is because as I grab the barbell and I'm locked in position, so I'm shoulders apart, knees slightly bent, I'm basically in a partial squat position, my arms and lats can really stretch. See? And from here I just drive up, hold, and then I let it stretch down. And I kind of want to have that yank in the muscle. I want to get that stretch in the lat, but I don't want to round my back. And a lot of people can't do this because they don't have hamstring flexibility. So if you cannot stand straight and touch your toes, this movement may be challenging for you. So you'd have to go with a more of a squat. So we're all going to come down. We get our movements. Going to grab down to the bar. We're going to pick it up from the floor. We're going to drive up and hold. 1, 2, slowly drop down. Now, you do not want to be looking up because again, I'm trying to arch my back and I'm arching my neck. Too many arches. Looking flat down. Grab onto the bar, hold, 1, 2, stretch it out. And again, hold and stretch it out. If you start losing the ability for your body to be in this position like a plane that's about to land, what happens is you come higher and now you're doing a trap. You're doing a shrug, okay? Which is the wrong movement. So we're all gonna scrap the weight. Let's just try going with the barbell for the first one. We'll take off the weight. We'll drop down the bar. and we'll see what we got. So in this position, he's almost flat, parallel to the floor. We don't want that. We want to drop the hips a little lower, bring the back a little higher, good. And we want to have the bar almost run down your legs and down your shins. So it's close to the body. There you go. Perfect form. You guys can all start it, and then I'll walk around correcting it. Okay. So Rita's going next. Boom. Go feet a little closer together. And remember, if you cannot see your face in the mirror, you went too low. So bring your body a little higher. Excellent. Okay. We're coming over here. We got a 10 out of 10 over here. As you can see, she's got a really big load. If I were to push her hips, she's not going nowhere, and she's really holding that contraction over here. We're gonna go to Alex next. So Alex is not only strong in the bent over row, but he has done it many times in this flat position. So he's hitting all lats. If he comes a little higher, do the same motion. So the higher he comes, it's gonna be a little bit more upper trap. And the only thing I would suggest for him is when he comes up to pull his elbows a little tighter and hold it a little longer. 1, 2, and slowly release. And the key with doing back movements is to hold 1, 2, 3, and again. As he gets tired, you can see that he's starting to shake. What he can do is drop the hips a little lower, arch your back a little bit more, good. So as you get tired, instead of staying in a high position, you just drop your legs a little bit more so you have control. Awesome. So we're gonna throw some weight on and just go through 10 reps. Here we go. All right, so Rockstar Alex is gonna do what's called a barbell pendlay row. Now, you see him dropping the barbell to the ground. He's contracting, he's holding, and he's dropping it down. This is what you would do with an advanced weights if you're going heavier. If you're comfortable with the regular barbell bent over row and you wanna be able to go heavier with your load, get a few seconds of a rest, and then come back up. You'll notice that every time he comes down, the load's not sitting on his back, it's on the floor. 2 more of those, and we're good to go. His back is not deviating. He's got that nice bent over row position. Perfect format. You're the best. Boom. So if you look at Ade's bent over row, she's getting a really good contraction. You can actually see that curvature in the upper part of her back. She's not deviating with having to come up as high as she needs to, which is perfect. And she's close to the body. She's not far away from the body. She's nice and close, keeping the tension on her back. 10 out of 10. That's how we go. So Abdul's a taller guy, so he's got to be careful when he does the bent over row that he still maintains that neutral spine and he doesn't tilt over too much. That's a perfect angle. It's almost like a plane that's about to land. The lower part of the body's here. He's higher in this position. And what's important is how long he's holding the contraction for. Watch this. He's coming up. 1, 2, 3, slowly coming down. And we'll go one more time. And you'll notice that when he comes down, the bar is just hanging. It's literally stretching his lats out. That is a 10 out of 10 in the barbell row. Okay, we're going to talking overhead presses. We went from lower body squat. We went to a row. We're going to go to a press. Okay, we're going to vertical press versus horizontal. So the key thing to remember here is when you're getting under the bar, if you have poor wrist and shoulder mobility and you can't get the bar to rest on your shoulders, it will be a little bit harder because my mobility isn't the greatest because I don't, I usually use dumbbells. But for this position, if I'm not able to get my arms a little bit higher under, what usually tends to happen is people do this and they hold the weight. So now what's happening is they're doing the shoulder press, they're coming here and they're waiting. This is tiring your body. So let it rest on the body if you can, okay? If you can't come up high, let it rest. Now, for the basic military press, you either have a fully locked out knee or a slightly buckled knee. You're going straight overhead, and you'll notice you're gonna dip the head a little bit forward. I wanna make sure I'm locking out the shoulders. I don't wanna be in front of myself too much. I don't wanna be too far back, and I don't wanna have bent elbows. I wanna have locked shoulder joint. I'm gonna come back to the chest, I'm gonna rest, 1, 2, 3, and then straight press. There's no bending of the movement. That is your first military press. Now, push press is where, let's say you're doing the movement and you got 4 or 5 reps, you're like, I got no more power. What you can do is you can buckle the knees now, and then you can use lower body up to the ceiling for more power. Slowly come back and relax. Again, I'm gonna drop my hips down, bend my knees, right back up, okay? That's called a push press. Now the push jerk is where you do a little bit of all 3 movements where you push down, and then as I'm gonna push up, I'm gonna explode high, but then I'm also gonna split my stance and land in this position. So I'll show you. From this position, I'm gonna come down low, and now I can step forward and then retract back to position. So essentially, I'm moving a heavy weight, a little bit less of the motion, because as I come down, I can go catch it in the lower position and step forward, okay? So all we're gonna do today is the first 2 standing military press, Climb back down. A few reps of that, and then we'll change to the push press. You're gonna bend your knees, and then come right back up. All right, let's go. So we got a tall guy now, tall ectomorph, okay? Here we go, pressing right over shoulders, coming right back down. Let's check out this form, good. He's able to rest it right in the shoulder, beautiful. As you come down, good, pause it. Try to bring these a little higher. There you go, now press up. Exhale, good. 2 more to go, and press it up. You notice how it's almost resting there? So there's no need for him to be tiring himself out in that position. Good. Now what you do is bend the knees, give me that shoulder push press. Beautiful, good. 1, bend the knees, right back up. So you're basically using your lower body to assist you. This is much safer. 1 more to go, brother, than the push jerk. Beautiful. If you're a spotter, you want to be right here behind him. That's a 10 out of 10. That's a great shoulder press. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this mini episode of our first muscle camp talking about barbell exercise and barbell movements. Again, do not be afraid of the barbell. If you feel you do not have proper range of motion, then you can go to dumbbells. An easy way to check your range of motion is to just go from a side profile and see if I raise my hand, can my bicep get a little bit past my ear? If I got that range of motion, I'm classified to do shoulder head press movements. Or if I go against the wall and my arms are flat, as I drive my arms up, do my elbows curl forward. If this is your position, when you're against the wall, you're driving up, you notice your elbows pull in, you should not be doing an overhead press. Now, the benefits of using a barbell are extremely high. 1, you can add a lot more weight on. It's hard to pick up dumbbells and do dumbbell lunges with more than 50 pounds because they're gonna twist, they're gonna challenge your body with movement. But if I got a bar on my back, I can put 100 pounds on my back. It's not gonna be a worry. Number 2, you're recruiting more muscle fibers because you have to balance this. Look at this. This is a 7-foot bar. So if I'm doing a bent over row, it's tilting to one side, it's tilting to the other side. It's gonna move forward, it's gonna move behind. So I have to keep this body close, keep the bar close to my body at all times, no matter what I'm doing, whether it's gonna be a clean and press, a shoulder press, a front squat, and I can have a lot more load. And then number 3 is typically, if you're using a barbell, you're gonna recruit more muscle fibers. So if I'm doing a standing shoulder press, I'm also gonna be working my midsection. I'm also gonna be working my legs. I'm also working my balance and coordination. So you don't want to be afraid of using a barbell. If you're starting off with a barbell and the Olympic bar, the 7-foot bar is too much, you can go with the smaller pound, the 5-foot bars, which will be easier. And always make sure you put your clips on the end, because the last thing you want to do is have an uneven bar with the weight flipping over. Hope you enjoyed this episode. We're gonna stretch. You guys can watch some stretches. We're gonna go make a protein shake. And remember, when it comes to health and fitness, attitude is everything.